Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Tim Miller. My pronouns are he and him, and I am your pulpit host today. On behalf of this congregation, welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Huntsville. We acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of Native tribes. Whether you have joined us online or you are here in our sanctuary, we are glad to have you with us in this sacred time we choose to spend together. Our congregation is served by our minister, the Reverend Jamie Simon, who is available for pastoral care or to answer any questions you might have about Unitarian Universalism. She may be reached at minister@uuch.org. If you are a newcomer, please sign our guest book in the foyer to receive our weekly email newsletter. Please take a moment to silence your electronic devices if you haven't already done so, and I'm not sure I did. Whoops, yeah, I did not. But don't be silent necessarily, whether it's you or people around you. The joyful and not so joyful noises of children and adults are always welcome here. If you have a joy, sorrow, or important milestone that you would like shared during our circle of candles and included in the pastoral prayer, please write it on one of the white cards found in the hymnal rack in front of you. They are white. I guess I don't have one here. Well, they kind of look like this, only they're only they have blanks for you to put down what your concern is and your name, should you choose to put it down. And you place those in the offering basket when that comes around. For community news and events, check our email newsletter and the announcement section in your order of service. I just can't help but emphasizing a couple of things here because we have so many important things coming up. We do want to say that today's plate proceeds are shared with Huntsville Utilities Project Share. There is a join the tech committee operating sound or camera. Brian will teach you if you're interested in that. November 8th is our annual fundraising auction. So that is next Saturday evening, a lively evening of music, food, fellowship, and friendly bidding to raise money for our community. If you have any questions about that, is Zena here or is she occupied elsewhere? Okay. All right, yeah. So the other thing I wanted to mention, next Sunday at 10 o'clock, Reverend Jamie is going to conduct a workshop for pulpit hosts. So if you're interested in being a pulpit host, please come next week at 10 o'clock. Or if you are or have been a pulpit host, also come to that because we'll be talking about things that will definitely interest you. Okay, let me get back to the script here. So we do have, today being the first Sunday of the month is a potluck Sunday. So after our service, everyone is welcome to join us in the fellowship hall for potluck. If it's your first visit or you forgot to bring a dish, please join us anyway. We always have plenty of food. Now, I would like to invite Miriam, did I get your name right? We're going to confirm that in just a second. Who is going to ring the singing bowl to help us get into the service more deeply. That's good. Did I get it right? Thank you. Thank you, Miriam. I got it right. Okay. Finally, having gathered in a shared quest for truth, meaning, and purpose, let us light our chalice with these words by Lindsay Bates. Come, let us worship together. Let us open our minds to the challenge of reason. Open our hearts to the healing of love. Open our lives to the calling of conscience. Open our souls to the comfort of joy. Astonished by the miracle of life, grateful for the gift of fellowship, confident in the power of living faith, we are here gathered. Come, let us worship together. And now, to help center yourself and quiet your mind, we will have our music for centering, followed by our thread song, which is the first verse of hymn number 128 in the Gray Hymnal.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Huntsville. My name is Reverend Jamie Simon. I use she, her, hers pronouns, and I'm so glad to see you here with us this morning. Before I continue, I just want to say a huge thank you to this community for everyone who's taken the time to sign up to help fill our little free pantry, to the folks who've donated to our pantry and discretionary fund. We had like $1,200 or more come in just 2 or 3 days, and I can't tell you how proud I am of your generosity and commitment to our community, so thank you. Will you take a breath with me as we center our hearts and minds with these words from Reverend Julia Corbett-Heimer? We come into this sacred space, this hallowed hour, made holy by our presence and intention. We come with deep gratitude for everyday blessings, for the dependable changing of the seasons as they follow one another, for smiles and waves and spoken greetings, for being with others in worship, for babies and puppies and kittens, and for the wisdom of the old, for meals shared and grace given, and the beauty that surrounds us. Everyday blessings that sustain our lives. Blessed be and amen. And now I invite you to rise in body or rise in spirit for our opening hymn. It's also in that gray hymnal. It's number 258, and it's called Rank by Rank, Again We Stand. 358, I'm sorry, guys. Numbers. I went to school for words, not numbers. Let's sing together 358, Rank by Rank. After our first hymn, it is our practice in this community to sing our doxology, which is shared in English and in Spanish, and to speak together our words of aspiration. When we get to those words of aspiration, we turn toward the center aisle to face each other, speaking these words as words of promise in our community. Let's sing. May love be the spirit of this church. May the quest for truth be its sacrament, and service be its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, and to help one another in fellowship, this is our aspiration. You may be seated. This morning, friends, we have the privilege and great joy of welcoming in 10 new members to our beloved community here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Huntsville. I see, right? We can clap early, we can clap often here. These new members and their willingness to commit themselves to our congregation, our family of friendship, our mission and covenant is a sign of hope and growth as we continue to rediscover what it means to be the beloved community. New members, we are so pleased to welcome you and let you know of your newfound joys and responsibilities that come with membership. As a member, you become eligible to help guide our church through your leadership on teams and committees and by voting at our annual meeting and other special meetings that may happen throughout the year. You're, of course, entitled to my care in celebrating the rites of passage in your life, weddings, child dedications, memorial services. And you're now responsible for our church's future through your gifts of time, talent, and treasure. In joining us, you join our whole Unitarian Universalist Association. You'll receive our UU World magazine, and you're invited to take part in all the programs and opportunities that our UUA has to offer. And most of all, friends, when you join us, you change us, and we are all so much better off because of what you've brought to us. Thank you for joining us. Now I'll invite our class of new members to come on up the ramp, and we have some gifts to give you. Let me show you. We have an assortment of lovely gifts, including the fabulous UUA tote bag and our latest edition of the UU Pocket Guide. So fabulous. Thank you all, and I'm going to hand it over to Pam, who's going to tell you more.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Pam Korb. I am the membership chair here at the church. My pronouns are she and her. And so it's my great privilege to welcome our new members this morning. Each of them signed the membership book before church and are now official, and so you get to just see their faces and learn a little bit about them. New members, as I call your names, please walk over to where Rev Jamie is, and she'll give you a gift, and then we'll ask you to move and stand in a line behind the chalice altar. In congregation, if you don't mind holding your applause till the end of the ceremony, because otherwise there would be an awful lot of applause. So, first I'd like to welcome Andrea Atwood. Andrea's varied hobbies and interests include fiber arts such as hand spinning, knitting, and crocheting. She also enjoys reading and dancing. The Argentine tango is her favorite dance. She has a degree in vocal performance and has previously flown airplanes. Andrea says that here at this church she has found the community, connection, and kindness that she's been looking for. Welcome, Andrea. Next, let's welcome Haley and Ben Broyles and their sons, Tommy and Pete. Haley enjoys baking, knitting, and reading, and is already actively involved in this church as an RE teacher and an occasional child care worker. Ben enjoys hunting, reading, and gardening. Excuse me. And he works at TVA. Tommy likes to play outside, take care of his goats, and collect eggs with his pop. And Pete likes to help his brother with those things. Welcome to the Broyles family. Next, let's welcome Tom Ebel. Tom is a Boston native, but has lived here in Huntsville since 2007. He's had the same job as an Army civilian ever since. His hobbies include 2 hives of bees, 1 cat, playing Dungeons and Dragons, board games, card games like spades and bridge. Tom's partner and family are sitting out there. You can raise your hands. Jessica, Reese, and Lorelei. They're long-term members and active people here too. Jessica serves as our Religious Education Children's Committee chair. Anyway, welcome, Tom. Then, next, let's welcome Judy Evers. Judy was born in Connecticut and moved to Florida at age 30 as a single mom with a newborn. Last spring, after her son's military retirement, she bought a house here to live closer to him and her daughter-in-law and her 3 teenage grandkids. Her hobbies include watercolor painting and reading. Judy substitute teaches part-time in the Madison County school system. Welcome, Judy. Next, let's re-welcome Eric Henderson, who was a member prior and has come back, so we're happy to have him back. Eric spent his career as a social worker at Crestwood Hospital, at the Mental Health Center, the Halfway House, and other organizations working with clients who have co-occurring issues with mental health and substance abuse. He enjoys working as a handyman mechanic with any type of non-computerized engine, older cars, lawnmowers, etc. He owns several older models of autos and trucks that he tinkers with. Welcome, Eric. And next, let's welcome Stephanie Swan and Rob Skipworth. Stephanie will be a little slow. She's moving a lot faster than she did for a couple months. Stephanie has lived in Alabama for 3 years now and has been amazed to watch everything thrive in her garden, especially native flowers. When she's not flying planes or dreaming about travel, you'll find her hanging out with her husband and their 3 cats. Rob comes from Atlanta, where he worked as a recording engineer in the music business. These days, he focuses more on an ever-growing record collection and all the wonderful live music that Huntsville has to offer. Welcome, Stephanie and Rob. And finally, let's welcome Shannon Key and Eric Waters and their daughter, Gwen. And by the way, I spelled Shannon's last name wrong, and it's K-E-E. Shannon is an accountant who now works in consulting. So there's another CPA in the She enjoys audiobooks, lifting weights, walking, and spending time with family. Eric is originally from the Northeast and has lived in Huntsville for 28 years. Some key roles that he describes himself as are parent, husband, aerospace engineer, and practicing yogi. He also has interest in travel, cooking, science, and philosophy. So, quite a variety of things between the 2 of them. Daughter Gwen is in kindergarten and loves to play, ride her scooter, and do gymnastics. Her favorite color is rainbow, and her favorite animal is bunny. So welcome to Eric and Shannon and Gwen. So I personally want to thank all our new members for choosing this church as their church family. Thank you all in advance for your upcoming involvement by attending services and events and volunteering your time, your talents, and your financial resources. We really appreciate you. So now, Rev Jamie, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right. Thank you, Pam. New members, your presence among us is such a blessing. May you find joy in this community. May you speak the truth in love. May your spirit grow and inspiration find you. This morning, we welcome you into our shared covenant, the promises that we make and keep and make again and that hold us in community. If you commit to joining us today with an open mind and loving heart, will you, our new members, as best you can, please speak the words of commitment that are found in your order of service. We'll say them all together. Finding our spirits kindred with yours, we enter into covenant with the members of this congregation. Along with you, we will give the gifts of our time, our financial support, our talents, and ourselves, as together we work to fulfill the mission of this church. Members, my friends, folks who have already joined, whether that was last time we did this in April or 30 or 40 years ago, anywhere in between, I invite you, our members, to rise in body or rise in spirit. If you commit to welcoming in these new members, will you now speak the words of affirmation that are in your order of service? We, the members, welcome you into covenant with us in this church community. We value the commitment you have made to the high ideals of liberal religion and to the mission of this church. You've joined with us in our efforts to support the life and work of this congregation, recognizing both the privileges and responsibilities of membership. Together, we will strive to build a caring, responsible, and respectful environment as we search for meaning and value, find joy in being together, and seek to serve each other and our wider world. Let's say together, welcome. All right, friends, you may start moving back towards your seats. Friends, we receive you with open hands and hearts, and as you join us, you renew our commitment. We're so proud to have you among us. Can we now have one last big round of applause for our new members? Folks, you may be seated, and I'd like to invite forward Jess Zelaya, our Director of Religious Education, and any children and youth who'd like to come forward for our story for all ages. Come on up, friends.
Good morning. Today's story is called Poppy's All Souls Song. Poppy's All Souls Song by C.K. Malone, illustrated by Shelley Swan. Mara and her grandparents celebrated All Souls Day every year by singing to neighbors whose loved ones had died. This year, Mara held only her grandmother's hand and not Poppy's. "Nini, why are we singing to them? Poppy is the one who died." Nini sighed. Poppy would want us to continue this tradition since others suffer too. Though she tried to understand, Mara's heart iced over. Door to door they walked, comforting their neighbors. The Solomon's dog had died, so had Mr. Abel's cat. I love animals too, but what about Poppy? Mara asked. The question floated unanswered for a moment. Then Nini responded, grief can't be measured like snow on the mountains. At Mr. Tejada's house, they sang for his son, who was lost in the war. He died 5 years ago. Poppy died this year. It's not for us to judge whose loss is the greatest, Nini whispered. House by house, note by note, everyone heard the song. The more houses they visited, the more Mara's heart sank. As they left Mrs. Yee's house, Mara peeked at her grandmother. Just as her heart had turned to ice, so had the tears on Nini's cheeks. Mara looked behind them at the path. Her steps in the snow barely made a dent, while Nini's had left hollowed out holes. Mara stopped. You must miss Poppy the most out of anyone. Nini's head dipped like the sun over a mountain. I miss him more with every note. It was then Mara understood how much the simple act of singing made her grandmother sad. Nini, you look tired. I will finish for the both of us. Nini nodded. Mara helped her home to a house as silent as the falling snow. Perhaps I will rest a while, Nini said as she took Poppy's picture off the mantel and hugged it to her chest. Mara tugged a blanket around her grandmother and raced out the door. Mara rushed up and down the street. Poppy had traveled every second day of November. She knocked on the doors and sang by herself to each person Poppy held dear. When all was set, Mara dashed home. Nini rocked in the chair, holding Poppy's scarf. Nini, there's something I have to show you. Not now, I am tired, Nini said. Please come. Mara grabbed her hand and tugged her to the front door. She flung the door wide, revealing everyone outside. They opened their mouths and sang Poppy's song. Mara hadn't taught them. They knew the lyrics because of him. The frost encircling Mara's heart melted as the voices soared above the snow. From then on, everyone remembered Poppy each year, not with pictures or letters, but in the simplicity of his song. Is there anyone that you like to remember, a pet or a person that you've lost? Well, we can remember those people in our hearts and sing a song to them every year. Let us now sing our children out.
We are the Unitarian Universalist Church of Huntsville, a proudly inclusive spiritual community. Together we build a broader search for meaning, a bolder form of compassion, and a braver voice for justice. At this time, we invite you to support our mission with a monetary contribution. You may donate online using the QR code in your order of service, or you may put cash or check donations in the offering baskets. Completed Circle of Candles cards, I think I do have one up here. It's kind of marked on, but they're in the pulpit in front of you. Should also be placed in the offering baskets. You are invited to come forward during this time and quietly drop a stone into the bowl of water here next to the ramp in honor or in memory of what you hold in your heart. With gratitude, we now receive the offering.
Friends, will you join me now for our time of meditation, reflection, and prayer? Spirit of life, God of love, great mystery known by many names or no name at all. Be with us as we are with one another this morning in compassion and care, held in love in this community. Hold with us these joys and sorrows spoken into our sanctuary. Andrea Atwood shares in joy that her heart is overjoyed to become an official part of the UUCH community. Back at you, Andrea. Kathy and Doak want to share in joy a big thank you to all who made their wedding such a beautiful, meaningful event. They loved the music, the ceremony, the reception, and how welcoming everyone was to their families and guests. We love you both. Congratulations once more. Kent DeJong shares the joy that the Toronto Blue Jays almost won the World Series. So close, love that. And Kent shares in sorrow that our government has let millions of people go hungry to pay for more wars, more greed. We hold that sorrow with you. And I'd like for us to lift up in sorrow this morning the people of Jamaica and Cuba and the Bahamas who've suffered destruction from Hurricane Melissa. May they receive more aid than they need and find ways to rebuild. In all these places of celebration, may kindness and connection grow. In all these places of pain and concern, may compassion and healing begin. And for all the joys and sorrows so present in our hearts but not shared yet in this room, let's take a breath together. Blessed be, and amen. And we'll sing in response. It's number 1009 in your teal hymnal, Meditation on Breathing. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Our reading this morning is a poem called Practice Gratitude by Steve Garnaas Holmes. Gratitude, the yoga of the gods, may sometimes take a little practice. Each day, select one thing to be grateful for: a cup of water, a wisp of green, sun on stone, a friend's memory, gravity, so we do not float away. Hold your gratitude like a seashell in your hand and rehearse it. Come to it new again and feel the surprise, like water colder than you thought or warmer. Each day, add to the things you allow yourself to tumble into gratitude for, until you become grateful for everything. For the rust on the lock, the sun on the broken glass, the silence after the birdsong, for the grace hidden in ugliness, for the presence waiting in emptiness, for the blessing enfolded in troubles. Become universally and equally grateful for everything, until your gratitude becomes meaningless, as will your desires and expectations, until none of that is real. Only the seashell you hold in your hand with unspeakable and unshakable gratitude. And now our UUCH choir will offer our anthem, River Song. River of life, hold me and sing to me. May we journey through the rushing tides together. Reverend Christine Robinson frames this moment in the year for us. The long summer has faded now, and these first days of November mark the beginning of the coming of winter. The frost has taken our tender plants. Leaves have begun to fall from the trees, and geese begin to arrive. The days are cooler, the weather unsettled, and the evenings are suddenly dark. Our children have played with death and fear and costume and candy. Christians have marked All Saints and All Souls Days, both holidays commemorating the dead. Our Hispanic members and neighbors have celebrated Dios de los Muertos, and if we were members of traditional Mexican households, we would soon go to have a picnic on the graves of our family members, celebrating, honoring, remembering. Whatever our cultural heritage, whatever our religious practice, this is the time of year for remembering. This is the season where grief and gratitude meet to dance together in harmony. This is the season where we feel a thinning in the atmosphere, a connection opens up to those we have lost, and we remember that even when life ends, love doesn't have to. And isn't that a gift to be grateful for? Beloveds, we know that grief and death will come our way. If we are fortunate enough to live full, long lives rich with friendships, relationships, family, and community, then we will, without exception, experience loss. We will lose our grandparents and our parents. We'll lose cousins or siblings, best friends or spouses. If life is deeply unfair, we may lose children. We'll lose people too young or too quick or too slowly, too sick. We'll lose colleagues and mentors, and if we're lucky enough to be loved by animals, we'll lose them too, often being called to choose for them their time to go. It is the price of love to live with loss. And so I say to you, my dear ones, that loss itself is not the problem. Death and the grief that comes with it are not the problem. Mortality and all of its impermanence is not the problem. After all, grief is just our love pouring out with nowhere to go. But our discomfort with grief, our fear and hesitancy around death, well, that can be a problem. Our cultural denial of death, our quieting of it, putting it far away behind closed doors, that, I think, is a problem. Our intentional mischaracterizations of death when some people are killed with malice and intention, whilst others die, their stories erased with passive voice and lack of accountability, that can feel like a problem too. Our cultural relationships to death and dying are fraught and in need of serious reform and repair. Our insufficient practices of gratitude in the midst of that, well, that can be a problem too. When death is an inevitable part of life, we owe it to ourselves and our people to get comfortable and to know what to do in moments of grief. Well, I was on sabbatical this year. I did my best to read books and watch documentaries and go to museums that had serious, important ministry-type themes to them. But I also made time for my favorite vice, Fun TV. I grew up watching the show ER with my mom, and I've always been a fan of the medical dramas. And so when the show called The Pit, which you may have heard of, it's a heart-pounding, ultra-realistic medical drama told over 15 hours in the emergency room at a hospital in Pittsburgh. When that came out in March, I was hooked. I'd recommend the whole show to you. It's definitely worth seeing. But there was one scene that felt like ministry, that felt worth holding on to, that I'd like to share with you all. In this scene, Noah Wiley's character, Dr. Robbie, is helping two adult siblings as they accompany their father at the end of his life. Reluctantly, this brother and sister make the compassionate choice to switch from invasive treatment to palliative care. And in the emotion of the moment, they look to Dr. Robbie for help in saying goodbye. And so Dr. Robbie shares with them a teaching that he'd learned, wisdom from Native Hawaiian people, called ho'oponopono, or the 4 things that matter most. It's basically just a short list of things that make a difference at the end of a life, things to say and share. It's a way to sum up all of the impossibly big feelings that come with life and love and death and gratitude, and to make some kind of sense of them. So here they are. When you say goodbye, you say, I love you, thank you, I forgive you, please forgive me. It's simple, but not easy. You say, I love you. Who you were and who you are is sacred to me, and I hold you with affection and care. You say, thank you. There are gifts I received only from you. Lessons, experiences, care that I received from no one else. You cared for me in a way that mattered, and I appreciate it. You say, I forgive you. You were never meant to be perfect, and you may have caused me real harm, and I release you from guilt and shame. Please forgive me. I was never going to be perfect either. I hope you can release me from my guilt and my shame. Even in the throes of loss, it can be this simple. Grief and gratitude dancing together in harmony. The covenant of love that is healthy relationship, made whole through words of goodbye. I share this scene from a TV show with you because I think this practice, ho'oponopono, is worth holding on to. When, not if, loss comes your way, may it offer a guide to good goodbyes and the beginning of good grief. And trust and know that in this circle, this community, we understand that grief is not linear and neither is gratitude. We know here that the 3 or 5 days of bereavement leave typically offered to grievers in some of the most privileged of jobs is not even close to meeting the full need of time for what grief requires. We know that for many losses, we hold some version of that grief for the rest of our lifetimes. Not always present and piercing, but there in the river of life with us. We know that sometimes our sense of gratefulness too ebbs and flows, our ability to hold the object of our gratitude like a shell in the palms of our hands fades away. And we know that even in the uncertainty of this life, it matters that we hold on to gratitude, that we make space for grief and gratitude to show up in the same moments, and that we feel the presence of love in the memory of all those that we have loved. So as we move forward in our service in this river of life that holds grief and gratitude together with tenderness, I'd invite you to take a moment of reflection and remembrance with me. Find a comfortable posture. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. Keep them open if it's not. Take a deep breath. I invite you to bring to mind one person that you've lost over the course of your life. Could be someone who died years and years ago, or someone who you've lost so recently. Someone who is easy to love, someone who is not easy to love. Center in on this one that you choose to honor in this moment today. Let their image come to your mind, this dear companion who once graced our world. Remember this person whose life made an imprint on our lives. Sit with them in your mind as if they were sitting just beside you. And for just a moment, offer them your gratitude, your love, forgiveness if you need it. Remember the lessons of their lives. Into this space, if you're willing, will you say their name aloud? Hold them in your mind just a little longer. Offer them once more your love, your gratitude. And join me in this prayer. Spirit of life, whom we know best in our own loving and in our own being loved, hold us as we remember those people in our lives who we have lost. May our gratitude flow. May our tears be part of the river of life carrying us on. Help us to know that we are not alone in our grieving. And help us also to come to that peaceful place where we can take what we've learned from the people who've gone before us into our own lives and minds. Remind us that we too are mortal and that the only enduring legacy we leave is the love that shines through our lives. Blessed be and amen. And you may come back into this space. Let's just take a breath as we return to each other. Blessed be and amen. Grateful for this community that holds the truth and challenge of life's journey, and grateful for the moments and messages that connect us to those who've gone before us. Will you please now rise in body or spirit to sing our closing hymn? It's a song of thanks and gratitude to those who've gone before. Let's sing together. It's in your order of service, and it's called Servants of Love.
And now, let us take a moment to extinguish our chalice with these words by Charles A. Howe. May we go forth from this place, thankful for the life that sustains and renews us, and open to the grace that surrounds and surprises us. May we go forth from this place with openness and with thanksgiving.
Friends, our worship service now comes to a close. Thank you for being with us this morning. I'll be at the back of the sanctuary to greet you, and everyone is, of course, invited to stick around for potluck. So exciting, and as we've said, doesn't matter if you remembered to bring something this week. Please eat your fill. There's always something to share. With these words, we go forth from Leah Derlin Jones. For those who came before us, we offer gratitude and thanks. May their memories be a blessing. May we feel surrounded by their love. As we go forth from this time and place, let us be inspired by their courage, their wisdom, and their dreams. Let's honor them by doing the work of living boldly, loving mightily, and creating heaven here on earth together. Amen, blessed be, and we'll go out singing our rite of community, Be Thou With Us. Amen. Blessed be, and peace.